his office is also in that federal building. So he had a right to be there, but they're going to make something up to justify probably an indictment of that senator. And what we want to know, we were going to ask for and demand is that Kristi Noem come before Congress and testify about what occurred today. Because if it can happen to Alex, it can happen to any of those senators on the other side, or any member of Congress, or anybody. So I want to just stress that we're not going to give up. We're not going to be intimidated. We're not going to be coward. We're going to keep fighting for our communities. And I know the Trump administration saying the word fight is some kind of declaration, and it is a declaration, is that we're not going to give up, and we're going to stand up for one another, because too much is at stake. And I want everybody to know that we're calling on all Americans to stand up, because when is it going to be enough? When is it going to be enough? When somebody gets shot in the streets of Los Angeles? When a member gets shot?
Underway to find a man with ties right here to southeast Wisconsin, accused of shooting two Democratic Minnesota state lawmakers overnight. One was killed, the other injured. The suspect's name is Vance Boelter. Former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were shot and killed in their Brooklyn Park home. Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette were injured after being shot at their home just 9 miles away. Police say the gunman posed as a police officer and had a fake police cruiser. As investigators responded to the Hoffman shooting, officers were proactively dispatched to the Hortman's home. There, they encountered the gunman. Officers got into a shootout, but he managed to escape. A manifesto has also been recovered from inside that fake squad car, noting the names of multiple lawmakers.
This was an act of targeted political violence. Peaceful discourse is the foundation of our democracy. We don't settle our differences with violence or at gunpoint.
Old, that chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Move his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stair. Stair, get ready. Stair, get ready. You ready? Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
We're clear.
Let's move. Let's move.
We're clear. My shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold on, your head is bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down.
Watch out.
Wait.
And while police are searching for him, we're learning about the suspect's ties here to southeast Wisconsin. Our Durante Matthews spent the day digging in on this. Durante, what do we know tonight?
Yes, Sam, the shooter's social media accounts show he worked and studied here in Wisconsin. Tonight, as police keep looking for him, those who knew him are looking to understand why this happened.
You know, you never know that your best friend's just about to do things that he's accused of doing.
David Carlson says he last spoke to his roommate, Vance Boelter, Friday night, never expecting the next day his best friend of 40-plus years to be the target in a manhunt.
Wish I could go back in time and stop him. say something to stop them.
Police say early Saturday morning, Boelter posed as an officer. Officers say he then shot and killed Minnesota State Rep Melissa Hortman and her husband in their home. They also say he shot State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. But who is the man now on the run? Boelter's LinkedIn page boasts a bachelor's degree in international relations from St. Cloud State University. He says he also has history in southeast Wisconsin, claiming a master's in management in 2010 and a doctorate in 2016 from Cardinal Stritch University. The university, based in Fox Point, closed in 2023. We sent a request for his records there. We're still waiting on them. Boelter may also be linked to Sheboygan Falls. His LinkedIn says from 2004 to 2008, he was the operations leader at Johnsonville Sausage. We reached out to the company. A spokesperson tells Fox 6 they're still working to confirm his employment. The shootings come on the same day Wisconsin Democrats opened their annual convention. Outgoing Chair Ben Wickler acknowledged it in his opening remarks.
I've conveyed our support to leaders in Minnesota and our hopes for swift justice and for this horror to end now.
And right now, we're still digging into this story. As soon as we get more information, we'll be sure to bring it to you on air and on the Fox Local mobile app. Sam.
And I'm Joe Torres. We'll get to those stories in just a minute, but we begin with a breaking news story still unfolding tonight.
Police say this man, Vance Boelter, shot and killed an elected official and her husband, then shot another elected official and his wife. And he's still on the run right now.
Investigators believe Boelter posed as an officer early this morning to enter the homes of State Senator Melissa Hortman and State Senator John Hoffman. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo is in the newsroom with the latest.
This chilling photo shows the gunman wearing a realistic mask as he went to the homes of two Minnesota lawmakers posing as a police officer and looking to kill.
This act of political violence, that this evil madman would take away this wonderful person and her husband, leaving her two children without parents.
State Representative Melissa Hortman, the former Minnesota House Speaker, and her husband Mark, both shot dead early Saturday morning.
She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota.
Authorities say 57-year-old Vance Boelter also tried to assassinate State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, their front door covered in bullet holes as they now fight for their lives.
At this time, we would ask the public, if you do locate him or see him, to call 911. Do not approach him. You should consider him armed and dangerous.
Police encountered Boelter at the Hortman home, where he opened fire on them and then made an escape on foot. A massive manhunt ensued, investigators finding apparent protest flyers in the suspect's car. Cops also found a hit list. Sources tell ABC News dozens of Democrats, including U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz.
We must all, Minnesota and across the country, stand against all forms of political violence.
Governor Walz reappointed Boelter to the state's Workforce Development Board in 2019, a board he served on with one of his victims, Senator Hoffman. According to an online bio, the suspect has an extensive background in security and military training. Sources tell ABC News Boelter may have been motivated by his extreme views on abortion. His potential targets include abortion providers and pro-choice activists. As Speaker, Hortman helped champion extended protections for abortion rights.
She was a Girl Scout leader. She taught Sunday school at her local Catholic church. I wish the whole nation wouldn't have known Melissa Hortman. She was loved in Minnesota by Democrats and Republicans.
The FBI is offering up to $50,000 to anyone who can help them find, arrest, and convict Vance Boelter. Anthony Carlo, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And tonight from New York Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader. As we continue to learn the details of these chilling attacks, it is important that all elected officials from across the political spectrum conduct themselves responsibly. Our country is on edge like never before. We need leadership that brings America together instead of tearing us apart.
Now listen to the hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen, coming from the news anchor. Starting rumors. She's up here lying. She can be sued. She can lose her job. She out here slandering once again. Let's listen to her, y'all.
We even asked about Mr. Boelter's political affiliations, and David Carlson, once again, his roommate and best friend, known him since 4th grade, did say Boelter voted for Trump and that he was a strong supporter, but he hasn't really talked about politics lately. And from what his friend knew, he had no idea that Boelter was interested at all in local or state lawmakers as well. His friend didn't even know the names of the lawmakers who were attacked today.
Now, and that's slander, ladies and gentlemen. That's slander, because they just said in the other article that he worked for Tim Walz. Tim Walz is a known Democrat, and he did work for him, and we will go back and revisit that. So stop lying. Fucking fortune cookie face. Like I said, this dude worked for Tim Walz. So for her to go up there and fabricate them lies, once again, slandering, she can be sued for that. Let's listen to what Tim Walz said. He worked for Tim Walz, a Democrat.
Minnesota and across the country stand against all forms of political violence.
Governor Walz reappointed Boelter to the state's Workforce Development Board in 2019.
What board did he serve on?
Governor Walz reappointed Boelter to the state's Workforce Development Board in 2019, a board he served on with one of his victims, Senator Hoffman. According to an online bio,
the same day they supposed to be out protesting No King Day. So why has he got these No Kings inside his vehicle? Ladies and gentlemen, that fortune cookie face bitch was lying. Stop slandering people. Fake news.
A massive manhunt ensued, investigators finding apparent protest flyers in the suspect's car. Cops also found a hit list. Sources tell ABC News dozens of Democrats, including U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. Walz reappointed Boelter to the state's Workforce Development Board in 2019, a board he served on with one of his victims.
Mr. Boelter's political affiliations, and David Carlson, once again, his roommate and best friend, known him since 4th grade, did say Boelter voted for Trump and that he was a strong supporter, but he hasn't really talked about politics lately.
You lying ass bitch.